JD Vance. Remember, he used to be a Never Trump guy, and then he went to Peter Thiel's gay camp, came out yassified, and all of a sudden big into MAGA. I believe, as do others, that JD Vance was purchased and placed to be the MAGA heir apparent for even more nefarious, organized things than Donald Trump is capable of. Let's watch this clip from JD Vance in Greenland.
The president said we have to have Greenland, and I think that we do have to be more serious about the security of Greenland. We can't just ignore this place. We can't just ignore the president's desires, but
we can't ignore the president's desires. I mean, what is this, North Korea? That is completely insane. And all of this Greenland nonsense is completely manufactured by the Trump administration because the tech guys in Silicon Valley want their raw minerals, and they're trying to create and gaslight this situation that all of a sudden we need to be at odds with Greenland. Here's another video of JD Vance making shit up about Denmark and Greenland.
What this is about. There is no amount of bullying, no amount of obfuscating, no amount of confusing the issue. Our message to Denmark is very simple. You have not done a good job by the people of Greenland. You have underinvested in the people of Greenland, and you have underinvested in the security architecture of this incredible, beautiful landmass filled with incredible people. That has to change. And because it hasn't changed, this is why President Trump's policy in Greenland is what it is.
You know who disagrees with him about this? The people of Greenland disagree with him about this. Furthermore, Denmark is our ally. This is a completely manufactured problem by MAGA because they want to placate to the Silicon Valley tech bros. And I want to remind everyone that JD Vance went to Silicon Valley, became incredibly wealthy, and then came out as the MAGA heir apparent. And he hangs out with people like Peter Thiel who want to dismantle democracy. His metamorphosis should be a red flag to everybody around the globe because this man wants to completely dismantle democracy and concentrate power in the executive branch. And he wants to be the heir apparent. Trump is not a spring chicken. He's not going to be around for that much longer. JD Vance was positioned exactly where he is by Peter Thiel, a huge donor of Donald Trump's. And Fox News is in on the gaslighting too. Let's listen to Jesse Waters.
Being friendly to the world is what got us in this mess. We're not in high school. We don't need friends. Every country puts their interest first. And when our interests align, we can do business. And when they don't, that's life. If we have to burn down a few bridges with Denmark to take Greenland, we're big boys. We dropped A-bombs on Japan, and now they're our top ally in the Pacific. We may have to burn a bridge to build a big, beautiful new one to the next generation. America's not handcuffed by history. Trump knows what we need.
It amazes me how the Fox entertainers have to speak to their audience. We're big boys. This isn't high school. They have to use all of this sophomoric language to get them in. It's this really low-hanging fruit style language. And I just want to point out that Jesse Waters constantly has to discuss how manly he is. And I also want to point out that JD Vance did appear to be popping a little bit of eyeliner in Greenland. Next up, I want to put up a tweet from Bernie Sanders on Denmark and Greenland. Instead of stealing Greenland from Denmark, let's steal some of their policies. In Denmark, healthcare and college are free. The starting wage is $22 an hour. Paid parental leave is 1 year. Paid vacation is 6 weeks. All workers get pensions. And this is at the core of what MAGA does not want their working class base to know about. They use and weaponize the religion that the working base MAGA supporters hold dear. And they think, oh, all of these tech bros agree with me. We're morally on the same page. And it is a hoodwink and it is a scam because they do not care about working class people. In Denmark, and in other Scandinavian countries, people are paid a livable wage. They receive health care. Nobody goes bankrupt because they get sick like they do in the United States. And I want to put up another tweet. Here's JD Vance in Greenland. And this tweeter says he went to Greenland and didn't even have the decency to wear a suit and say thank you. But he did have the decency to pop his eyeliner. And this is just the absolute hypocrisy of MAGA. They think the rules that apply to everybody else don't apply to them. They want to bully Zelensky because of his outfit in the Oval Office. Yet JD Vance goes over to Greenland and is popping what appears to be getting dangerously close to a smoky eye in a very similar outfit that Zelensky does. And they do all of this stuff with impunity. And I wonder, does their base, does their audience at any point think these guys are conning us? These guys seem like they're scam artists, or is it because they use such tough guy language like we're not in high school and we're going to burn a bridge to build a new one? Is that all they need to hear to be on board with this? Next up, we have a headline about Usha and JD's trip to Greenland. And you guys, this is so embarrassing for the United States. So the U.S. officials went door to door in Greenland to find anyone who wanted to be visited by the Vances, and they found no one. Not one person wanted to be visited by them. The State Department or somebody in the United States government had set up that the Vances were supposed to go to a dog sled race. They canceled the dog sled race. No one wants to be around these people. So JD Vance has to go to the U.S. military and put on a North Korean style speech, making shit up out of thin air about all of these imaginary problems that we have with Greenland. And the reason that they want Greenland is because the tech bros want their minerals. Further, Elon Musk wants the minerals for his trip to Mars. That's what all of this is for. And taxpayer money, again, is going to fund the billionaires. But working class America, they're going to dismantle the Department of Education. They're going to take away your Medicare. They're going to take away your Social Security. And they're going to gaslight you along the way and use your religion to make you go along with it. And people need to wake up. All of these tech bros are consolidating wealth at the top. They want to dismantle the middle class, and they want everyone to be in poverty so that we can be so beholden to them. They are diabolical. They are evil. This is a very scary group of very dangerous white men who bizarrely wear makeup. And I'm talking about Trump, and I'm talking about JD Vance, and they're so against all of this gender affirming care, yet Elon Musk gets hair plugs. And you don't have to listen to me about this. The polling shows unequivocally that this is wildly unpopular. A new poll shows overwhelmingly the majority of Greenlanders reject Trump. Only 6% of the people in Greenland support this. And if you listen to Musk, if you listen to Vance, if you listen to Trump, they gaslight the American public by saying, oh, everybody wants this to happen. Everybody in Greenland is dying to be Americans. It is objectively, verifiably false. Not one person would meet with Usha and JD Vance. Yet when they walk off the plane, they walk off, they're waving to an imaginary crowd because nobody likes them. And MAGA has created this false narrative, this false media echo chamber where everybody thinks and believes whatever Donald Trump says and whatever JD Vance says. And I think JD Vance is the most wildly unpopular, unlikable vice president this country has ever seen. All right, stick with us for more JD Vance face plants, and we are constantly monitoring the smoky eye because I'm convinced it's going to happen here soon. Subscribe to our channel, and we'll see you all later.